Welcome back, everybody, to A&M Reviews. It's Muhammad and Adrian, and today we're here to review the film Dune 2021. I think that's pretty much it for the title. But this film is essentially about Paul Atreides, a brilliant and gifted young man born into a great destiny beyond his understanding. And most people watching this film, that's not in the description, but must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people, as malevolent forces explode into conflict over the planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence. Only those who can conquer their own fear will survive. But what did you get from the film Dune?
Well, I pretty quickly realized I wasn't going to be a fan of this movie. I don't know if it was the color scheme or the high-profile actors and barely any acting. I don't know. And then it's just really long. It's 2 hours, right?
2.5.
Yeah, it's very long. And the way when it ends, I'm like, I know this isn't the ending. Like, I can see the clock going down, but I know this is not the end because you're just getting in to what this is all about, and you've been hinting at it, or just, I don't know. It felt like all of the buildup of Harry Potter with none of the reward. Like, I don't even know. They could have made the movie shorter somehow. To my understanding, right, this is based off of the book series, and there's actually really old movies that Dune was portrayed in, I think in the 80s or something. But I was like, I could have done without this. I didn't need this in my life. I thought it was pretty dry. And one of those things where like the actors just feel like they're going to get a reward for this just because the movie is the movie. Like, they were saying, yeah, this is going to be my Oscar. And it's just like, so much sand, so much bleak. I mean, it was just, it felt like Macbeth or a Shakespeare, but with none of the story. I think the most interesting character was the mom, but I mean, it's my understanding that Paul will one day be able to be like her, and that's why it's important. He's obviously a Messiah character. They laid that on really thick. We get it. He's the Jesus in this universe. We've gotten there. We just move on, please. Save us some time here, right? Yeah, I just took me a while to watch it. It took me probably 6 hours to watch it because I kept pausing it because I had better things to do than spend 2 hours watching this movie. And then Zendaya's in every commercial and only like 5 minutes of this movie, which is hilarious. I think she might have said 3 complete sentences. So yeah, wasn't for me. I loved all the huge actors in this. They're really good actors that I love in other films, but no, this wasn't it.
I can pretty much agree. I probably wasted more time with this film than I should have because I did watch it twice.
Oh wow.
The first time I did not really understand much. Second time around I started to get more of the film, and it is very slow.
My gosh.
You feel the runtime.
It's like all the transitions of a Star Wars game playing at once.
Unless you like know the history and the backstory of this, it's really hard to get invested in this. I mean, that the actors do draw you into the film. Like you said, the mother, Lady Jessica, is probably the most interesting because of her background, the kind of like force kind of thing that they have in this film. It's similar to Star Wars, but I mean, I don't even know that much about Star Wars in the first place. But I mean, just from the outside looking in, it's very similar to that. But I felt like the main character was probably the most boring. A lot of stuff was really given to him. We're told that he's this big savior. He's the chosen one, but I mean, he's not really doing that much. He's just having visions and dreams about Zendaya, and then she shows up at the beginning and the end of the film, and that's it. I mean, it's interesting little parts, but it's not a very interesting film. It has a high rating. I thought it was really ambitious or bold with saying part 1. I was like, what?
Right.
You saying that from the beginning, part 1? Is this an advertisement? Really, this film did feel like an advertisement. I mean, because I didn't know where this movie was going, even up until the end. I'm like, okay, we're following the 2 characters, the mom and the boy. I'm like, okay, where do we go from here? I know things are happening, but what are we leading up to? That's what I was questioning throughout most of the film. I mean, there's a few good parts in there. There's a few funny parts, I thought, too, but not my kind of film.
Some of the more interesting parts, some of the fights seemed pretty interesting. That little shield technology they have that goes with their body, but I guess has a weakness. I was watching that when they got towards the end. Jason Momoa's character, spoiler alert, he does die, or we're presumed dead. I don't know. But he's using the force field, and the people he's fighting against using the force field. But you can get through it. I was thinking to myself, has anybody thought to wear 2 of them? Or, boost the battery. Like, I feel like this is a great technology. This is not being utilized properly. And someone should get on that.
Thanks for watching. And if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.